What is going on, guys? Dr. Nuffton here today, bringing you another story video, commentary, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you guys watch some BO3 gameplay as I sit here and tell a story that I've experienced or something, or an opinion, something like that, kind of around that area. Today the gameplay is going to be some BO3 HardPoint on Aquarium. I was playing in the game with my friend, who I also go to high school with, which we'll be talking about today. But yeah, a few things before I get into the video. One thing is that I did miss posting a video yesterday, due to the issue with this dumb Xbox editing thing. I don't know, I can never fully figure it out sometimes, so it'll bug out, and I can't edit what I need to edit. So that happens sometimes, but other than that, just know my upload schedule will probably be every day, or at the least every other day. So if I don't upload a video, that's why, you know. It's only because I couldn't, not because I don't want to. I just wasn't able to get on the software or whatever it was, something like that, some issue. And the second thing I want to say before I start the story off is a little reminder that I've changed it from just August. If it's from when I start school, basically from now until I start school, if I hit 100 subs, I will be doing a giveaway, just because I want to show you guys that I appreciate the support and, you know, help give back to you guys in a sense. So without further ado, if you guys do enjoy the video though, make sure to leave a like and a sub. Helps me out. This way I reach my goal of what I want by the end of the summer, and you guys also have a chance at a giveaway. Now let's get into the story. So today's story basically going to be on my first day of high school and kind of how I felt about it and how I was feeling all throughout that day and what happened in like every single class and whatnot like that. Basically how I felt on the first day though, when like I woke up, and the night before it even too, like when I was going to sleep, is I'm just sitting here realizing, like, man, I was 14 going into freshman year. I don't know, some of you may be different for you guys, but so I'm 14. I'm sitting there thinking, man, I got 4 years left. This is kind of crazy, like 4 years to sit here and, you know, like get my life together, get what I need to do, what my career, what I want to do, like all this stuff. Just only like 4 years. Like 4 years is a lot of time, yeah, but at the same time, when you're in high school, for me, so far it's flying by. I'm already a junior. I'm going into junior year now. Like that's crazy. Like 2 years of my life going by. Basically, what I've heard before, I think I saw a picture somewhere on like Instagram or something like that, and it was like the first 18 years of your life are like a computer program or a game. It's a free trial, and then after that, you have to start paying. And it's kind of true. Because the first 18 years, you know, you got the like support from family, you know, whoever else, you know, they're there to give you a roof over your head and food and all that kind of stuff, and the support, you know, that you need. But once you're 18, it kind of changes. You got to start kind of paying your own bills, get your own career, have your own house, pay whatever, mortgage, all that stuff, if that's what you do. And it's kind of crazy. But basically, first day, that was my big thought going through my head the entire day. But first things first was waking up like probably an hour earlier than what I had to in middle school, due to the fact that I had to take a public bus now instead of a school bus. So I wasn't used to the whole time thing, so I'm basically feeling dead right now just because it's like super early in the morning. I wasn't ready for it, and I'm like, oh, school's back, man. You know, who wants to go back to school when you just had that great, you know, summer vacation? So, you know, we get there, first period. For first period, I had math. Now, the teacher, she was okay. You know, like right off the bat, I thought she was going to be really nice, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be great. I like this class already, but I don't like math as a subject. I find it very boring. It's not very entertaining. I'm not the best at it, but I'm also nowhere near the worst. Like, you know, I get like 80s, 70s in it, kind of. Like, it's not my best subject at all, but it's definitely not my worst. But, you know, so I'm like, alright, it's not going to be too bad. And it was kind of weird, because, like, you know, the thing was that I'm going to this new high school, and like all my friends were going to the other high school that I wanted to go to, but I didn't make it into that one. So I was here with a bunch of people I really didn't know at all, and it was kind of crazy, especially since half the people that I knew were going there had already transferred out to a different school by now, and they were like, nah, I'm not doing this. So I didn't really know anyone, so first period, seeing all these people that I don't know any of them, I was just like, wow, this is kind of weird. But then after first period is over, we go into second and third. Now the reason I say second and third is because in my school we have double periods. Now the double period thing is a bit weirder for some people. I know for me, I wasn't used to it. I was having 2 periods of history, world history, back to back. Now the teacher, right off the bat, he seemed really boring. He wasn't very interesting. He was more of just like a textbook teaching teacher instead of like interacting. So basically the first day he's like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna give you guys a textbook, and then I'll most likely just give you a textbook and then have you guys do a project. And I was like, wow, that's something interesting. But yeah, once again, I didn't know anyone until later into the year. Shout out to two people right now real quick. SFG Prodigy, he was one of the people that was in that class that, you know, became good friends with, and also Stellar Apollo. I'm gonna leave a link to both of their channels in the description because they're both really good friends of mine. I still talk to them today. We're all cool still, and they both have channels, so I'm gonna give them a quick shout out like that. But yeah, so second and third period, first day was kind of weird. It was like, alright, I don't know anyone. Now fourth period I think was probably the smoothest period that day, just because it was earth science and we had this teacher, and this teacher was pretty cool. He wasn't bad at all. This class, he already said it was gonna be pretty easy, which is true throughout the year. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty easy. But like I said, once again, I didn't know anyone, but for all the classes that I didn't know anyone, and it seems this one was the smoothest because we didn't have to do any talking. He basically just talked the whole period, so it was pretty easy. Now for fifth period, I'd have to say this was the worst period all day due to the fact that it was lunch, and like I said, I didn't know anyone yet because this was a different school. All my friends went to another school. From elementary into middle, most of my friends I knew went to the same school as me, so it was nothing hard for me. Now going into this school, I didn't know but like maybe 3 people at most, so it was kind of weird, and I was like, wow, and I wasn't used to it at all. But you know, I got through it. Like I said, I sat with people, like the 3 people I knew, and like that was it. And then it went by so. And then we hit 6th period. Now at my school, like I said earlier in the video, it was a very college-based high school. It still is now. So 5th period, or no, not 5th period, I apologize. 6th period was either college readiness or gym. Now college readiness, basically all it was a class just telling you how to live life, kind of like how you should be prepared for life and what's to come after college and what's to come from college and getting into college and all this stuff, which to me didn't make sense because we're in 9th grade, so I don't know why you'd learn that in freshman instead of like maybe junior, senior, but it was whatever. And then gym, well, obviously wasn't the first day for me, but still it was just gym was gym. I don't know, it was nothing. Everyone loves gym. I think it's probably one of the easiest classes to just get a passing grade in. Now, like I said earlier, once again, these double period things came back around. English, I had a double period for English, meaning I had 7th and 8th period English. Now, the first day it wasn't too bad because in gym we didn't do anything, but as the year got on, after a day of gym and then going into a class where all we did was read and write, it wasn't very interesting. I didn't like it very much. It was kind of really boring, but the teacher was alright. She made things a bit more interesting at times, and you know, it wasn't too bad. But I definitely think that the easiest classes, like all throughout the year after that first day, was definitely earth science and probably like English or whatever. But like I said, the thing that really stressed me out the most on the first day of high school was more of the reality check factor. The fact of sitting there going, man, I have like 4 years of life before I have to start sort of paying, because like I go to public school, so school right now is free, but when you go you have to pay. So it was not fun at all. It was just me sitting there like, wow, 4 years and I'll be paying at least 20 grand a year to go to college for a non-guaranteed job to learn something that I eventually in the future might not even like, and then I have to go back to college again and pay even more money. And it's just this really big cycle that was going through my head like all night, and even to this day kind of goes through my head, especially now that I'm going into junior year and now I'm going to be applying to colleges. It's basically going to be me asking a girl to marry her, then waiting 6 months for a response, for it to either be no, and it'll most likely be no if you apply to a lot of colleges. You'll get a lot of no's, and just waiting for the one lucky yes. That's the way I feel. I heard that from somewhere. I forget where I heard it, but I heard that somewhere, and it was a really good example on how I felt about how applying to college is going to be. So, you know, not going to be easy, but that was my experience, how I felt on the first day of high school being a freshman, and how it kind of was for me and what it did to me. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure, as I said earlier in the video, leave a like, hit that sub button. It helps me out, it helps you guys out, get closer to the goal for that giveaway. And you know, if you guys want to keep seeing BO3 gameplay, let me know if you're okay with that, or if you want to see different gameplay as I tell a story, or if you want to see, you know, less stories and more something else. You know, you guys gotta let me know. This way I can put out the videos that you guys want to see. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. I hope everyone here has a good day, has a good week, has a good night, weekend, whatever it is, wherever it is that you're watching this. Hope everyone enjoys. Have a good day, guys.